Ladies and gentlemen, I thought I was done pretty much showing you all this Xbox bias and downplaying in regard to how people talk about this stuff. I've been showing you all the media and how they've been doing it. But I think what's actually more interesting is people who are PlayStation loyals and they themselves actually engaging in this. Because to be very honest with you, it's some of the funniest things that I've ever seen. Because as much as these people will try to tell you that PlayStation is in a strong position, you have to really take into account that they absolutely have no idea what they need to use to try to refute this bias or, tax that they pretty much have against Xbox. Because again, anything Xbox does, remember the criteria is downplayed, or if they do something bad, it's seen as egregious compared to PlayStation, or at the same time, they'll ignore PlayStation's own deficits in a conversation. Wolfgang von Hertzen 9820. Shout out to you because you've been commenting for the last few days and I've just been observing. And he said to me in that video where, the IGN guy basically served Destin the Xbox tax that people had been pointing out to Destin for a while. He said he thought their lineup for 2024 would not be enough. So now it's August and we know it was not. Wolfgang, you're lying. With all due respect, you're not being honest. And then he said he seems like smarter men were right once again, and Xbox fans were not. Who would have known? And now DLC is something to write home about. You're reaching hard, dude. Let me just show you how this is the craziest statement you'll ever see. The Bean87 replied to him. I didn't even say anything. He said Hellblade 2 scored an 8. Age of Mythology comes out next week. Black Ops 6 comes out in October. Flight Sim in November. And Indiana Jones in December. Tell me again how that is a failed lineup. The Bean, you should have asked him, tell me again how that is not enough when PlayStation has no first-party exclusives coming out this year. That's what I'm arguing. Wolfgang, you're attempting to derail the argument and try to maybe shift it or redefine certain parameters. Again, I am on to this. I'm on the scent of exactly the play that's going on here. It's not going to work. Gentlemen and ladies of the community, these folk, they try their best, and I think the dishonesty is basically what I'll eventually now start pointing out, because here it is in a year where Xbox is basically dumping 5 major games. Dude said it was known, and I haven't even talked about the Starfield DLC. At the time, Destin was talking about the DLC. But also, that panel, his peers were saying they're teased Fable. And he said, well, it's not going to come till 2025. The idea is, what does it even matter? Because what is Sony's 2025 lineup even looking like? Like in the first party aspect. So if we even take a very good look at it, it still showed the bias. And the perpetuation of this particular bias continues to baffle me. It continues to baffle me. Why in the world are people basically just, blatantly, in my opinion anyways, lying? They're literally lying. Can you imagine that? Like you literally, and it's the same example I gave in my other video where I said, it's like Arsenal and Chelsea play a game, right? They play a game and Arsenal beats Chelsea. And then you're like, well, it's only 3 goals. And Arsenal beats Chelsea by 5 goals to 0. And then Chelsea fans come out and say, well, Arsenal won the Premier League in 2000 and whatever, citing when they won the Premier League years previously. It's like, well, that's not what we're concerned about in this instant, this 90-minute instance on this game. Arsenal just smoked Chelsea. If you're a Chelsea fan, I'm just giving an example, my dude. I know it's not something I want to be saying lightly. I understand fans feel strongly about their favorite teams. And I'm not an Arsenal fan, by the way, just so y'all know. Just pointing that out. Just use 2 neutral teams that I'm not a fan of. And so again, I must point this out. And just going into the Xbox tax archives, because this is just one comment. There are many of them. Many of them. I just don't even have enough time to be pointing them out to you guys. As I get time, as this starts coming in, you're going to see for yourself that this is crazy, man. This is crazy. A lot of PlayStation fans, they really do have some hatred for Xbox that I can't explain. I don't know what it is. And I've tried to, in my opinion, sing the song of it for a while, saying, guys, you need to be very careful and not put yourself in a position where, you just don't have any reason for the things that you believe. And if you believe something, at least try your best to stay as objective as you possibly can. We're not seeing it here with these folk. Not at all. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you guys so much. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Peace out.